Hi, everyone. This is Dawn with 1 = 3 Consulting, where we're working with law firms with a growth mindset every day. I have a lot of friends who are estate planning lawyers, and I can tell you that that is a very stressful job to have. There's a high turnover, and there is a huge expectation from the clients that things will be done on time. So there's a lot of pressure in that world. And I want to show you today, if you're an estate planning firm, how to build a date dependent task list so that you can better control the processes within your office so that you can get everything done before your document signing date and know who's doing it and check progress along the way. So let's get started. We're going to go to tasks in Clio Manage, and then we're going to go to task lists. And this screen will show any task lists that have been created firm-wide, and we're going to create a new one. So we're going to say new task list, and we're going to call this document signing. We'll add it to wills and estates so we can sort by that later. Now we've just created the document signing task list, but we need to add tasks to it. So we're going to add task template. And the first one that we're going to add is going to start with an exclamation point, and it's going to say signing date. So we're going to say enter signing date below. And then in parentheses, we're going to say this is the task list for all tasks before the signing date. Then we're going to select a signee here, and we're going to say the paralegal is going to enter this signing date, and this is a trigger date. So the difference between a trigger date and a relative due date is a trigger date can be assigned automatically when a task list is applied to a matter, or it can be edited. A relative due date is a date that's dependent on another task. So for this one, it's going to be a trigger date, and we don't have to do anything else here but save it. Now, if you're building this workflow out, think about who is scheduling your client after the intake, who is scheduling the doc signing. That is the person that you want to assign this task to, because as soon as they know that signing date, we want them to enter it into this task list, and then we want them to apply the task list to the matter. But let's build a little bit more out so you have a fuller understanding of how this works. So we have the signing date, which is our trigger date. Now we're going to add another task template. And for this one, I think we'll just say obtain prior legal documents. And that's normal, but I want that very soon. So I'm going to say I want it 9 days before. So 9 days before the document signing, the signing date. So we're going to save that task template. Now, as you can see, we have our trigger date, and then 9 days before that trigger date, this is going to be assigned. And you know what? That signing date's pretty important, so I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to make that a high priority. I'll just save that task template. So when that's assigned, it'll draw attention to it. Let's add another task template. And for this one, I think we'll say obtain legal names of children and heirs. So again, I'm going to assign that to my paralegal. That's pretty important because I'm going to need that before I draft documents. So again, I'm going to say, I want to make this 8 days before the document signing or the signing date, and we'll save that task template. Now let's do another one. Let's do a big one. We'll call this draft legal documents. That's going to be a high priority. This one's going to be assigned to the attorney. And this is going to be a relative due date. Let's say this one needs to be done 5 days before the document signing or the signing date. All right, and we'll save that one. And let's do another one. We'll call this one upload legal documents to client portal for client review. And this is going to be the paralegal who does it, the relative due date. This is going to be 1 day, 1 business day after the legal documents are drafted. Okay. This is a basic document signing task list. Now you can make this as big as you want. You can make it smaller. You can make it work for your firm. And that's what we do here at 1 = 3 Consulting. We get to know your firm processes and we become an extension of your team, and we help build out these task lists for every practice area within the firm. But the important thing here is that we're getting everything out of your head and into Clio Manage. So it's one source of truth. And from there, you'll be able to monitor what's going on in the case, make sure everything's getting done correctly. And you start to focus more on revenue if you're the attorney, because you don't have to have a task list on repeat to your staff members, double checking all the time that something's getting done. Okay, so now we have our document signing task list completely populated. We have created each task template within the task list, and we have assigned each of those tasks to a assignee, whether it's the paralegal or the attorney or another user within the firm. So now let's look and see what this looks like when we apply it to a matter. So we're going to just go to our recent estate planning matter. We're in the matter dashboard. We're going to go to tasks, and we're going to assign this task list. Now, if you have assigned every task template within the task list to someone within the firm, it'll just give you the option to use template assignees. If you haven't done that, then it's going to ask you to choose a user, and then you can reassign things from there. But in this case, we've assigned every task to a particular user within the firm. So we're just going to let this list populate automatically. We don't have to change anything else. Let's assign the task list. Now, you can see immediately that something has happened here. There's some red, and it looks like some things are overdue. But remember the signing date. We need to go in and edit this task and select our signing date. So we're going to go down to our date, and we're going to say our signing date is going to be 2 weeks from today on November 10th. We don't have to change anything else. We just save task. Now you can see what has happened. The signing date has been selected, and all of the tasks that fall before it have been placed in order. Let's do a due date sort here. We can just sort the top of this column by due date, and we can see on November 1st, we have to obtain the prior legal documents. On November 2nd, the paralegal needs to obtain the legal names of the children and the heirs. On November 5th, the attorney needs to draft the legal documents. The next business day after that, the paralegal is going to upload those legal documents to the client portal. And of course, then we're ready for our signing date, because we're going to go back and forth. We've done this so we can mark it complete. But what happens if the signing date changes? Very simple to handle that. Just go back into your completed tasks, edit the signing date, scroll down. Let's say that signing date got pushed out another 2 weeks for some reason. We're going to save that task. We go back into outstanding, and you can see everything has been reordered. Now, this is a very simple way to manage your case at the matter level and see what's going on. But I want to show you what else happens when these tasks are assigned. If you're using the Clio calendar, you'll see if you have tasks checked that things will start to populate on your calendar based on things that have been assigned to you. So these are your tasks, and this is how we manage things here at the firm. If something is due, it just shows up on our calendar in green, and we know that those things are due, and we know to get them done. And you can just click on a task. It'll take you to the case that it's in. It'll tell you, when it was due, and you can just click right into that case if you want and look at the tasks for that specific matter. Now, if you wanted to look at a firm level view of all tasks that are due, click on the task instance in the Clio Manage menu, go to filter and clear out this assigned to column, and then apply. Here you're going to see everything that's due at the firm. And as I mentioned before, you can sort by matter, you can sort by due date. If you want to filter or if you want to change the columns, it's just like any other menu in Clio. You have options here to drill down by assigned by assigned to. You can see everything that's overdue, and you can see the status. So I hope this is helpful to you. I hope that you might take the time to build out a task list and test it in your system. If you feel overwhelmed by the process, or you're just too busy meeting clients and you just don't have time for this kind of thing, reach out to us at 1 = 3 Consulting. This is what we do every day. We're really good at it, and we want to be an extension of your team and help you manage your law firm. If you like the content of these videos, please subscribe to my channel by hitting that subscribe button below.